Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? This is Hiro. So today, first of all, apologize for not making a video in a while. I know it's been about 3 to 4 weeks. I was dealing with some issues. The main one would be my car, which I had to sell at the very last second this week after it broke down about 2 weeks ago. And last week they told me they couldn't find the part that they need to fix it, and even if they do find it, it's going to be well over $1,000, and it was a very old car, so that I had to sell. And as you guys know, I don't record on my phone camera because it's broken, so I record on my grandfather's phone, but I had no way to get to his house because my car was not there. So, but now I should be back with more videos because I've adjusted my plans. Anyways, Jupiter retrograde is over. Okay, so this video is about Jupiter's progressive motion in the sign of Pisces. And this video, the date, it's going to be forward motion in the UttaraBhadrapada nakshrata. Okay, I'll make a separate video for Revati, but for this video, kind of going to combine some energies of Pisces as a whole and UttaraBhadrapada nakshrata. Okay, now we know Jupiter has been in Pisces for a very long time. Okay, it's been in Pisces for over 7 months, and still it's not even at 5 degrees of Pisces, right? Obviously, because it went forward more than half the sign and then went right back, and now it's going forward again. But not a coincidence, okay? That it went all the way up until the end of UttaraBhadrapada and then went back towards the beginning of UttaraBhadrapada, okay? UttaraBhadrapada and Revati are the two signs that are fully in Pisces. Okay, so these two signs, you could say, embody Pisces energies as a whole. Okay, so they both are very important to Jupiter. Why? Because Pisces is one of Jupiter's two signs. Now, moving forward. So, what does it mean now that it's going forward again in UttaraBhadrapada for the second time? But, see, so what happens is, the first time it was going through it, it was slowing down. Now, what's happening is it's speeding up. Okay, so you could have kind of felt like, just at a general gist, when it first went into Pisces, yeah, sure, you were detaching, and slowly you're kind of becoming aware of certain karmic things you need to detach from, right? Because UttaraBhadrapada represents, at a general gist, things you need to detach from. Revati is just, in general, detaching from everything. Okay, this is why Saturn owns UttaraBhadrapada. It has that karmic flavor here. And when it went retrograde, it was like you were kind of forced to detach from possibly some things. Now that it's going forward again, that karmic retrograde energy is not there. Okay, so it's kind of behaving and functioning more like a regular Jupiter in UttaraBhadrapada, which is absolutely great because the Guru, it likes to detach from the things that it needs to detach from. And especially because Saturn is in its own sign, okay, this is amazing. Now, one thing we need to keep in mind here is that Mars during this whole time is in Taurus, okay? For the first half of this transit of Jupiter and UttaraBhadrapada, it's retrograde in Taurus, and for the second half, it's progressive in Taurus, okay? They both provide a little bit of different flavors on Jupiter. Why? Because Mars from Taurus, it throws an 8th aspects onto Sagittarius, okay? Now, Mars does not necessarily love Taurus, okay? It's its opposite sign from Scorpio, okay? However, because it's retrograde, and even after the retrograde, it's moving very, very slow while Jupiter's in UttaraBhadrapada, it doesn't quite have the same as much malefic effect on Sagittarius, which I will explain right now. So, I just said, Jupiter as a whole in UttaraBhadrapada means that, okay, you're getting more on board and seeing, just detaching from things that you need to detach from, okay? When it was retrograde, it was more being forced to detach from things you need to detach from, but now it's moving forward, okay? Great. Mars in Taurus, okay, normally, let's just say it was moving regular speed. It's in its opposite sign, not too crazy. It kind of feels restricted in that stable, super grounded Taurus energies. And it's throwing an 8th aspect, which is the intuitive, unstable aspect, onto Sagittarius. So what that could mean usually, like let's just say just Mars and Taurus moving forward and throwing an 8th aspect on Sagittarius, is that your Sagittarius energies feel a little bit frustrated of following natural routine. Okay, but because it's retrograde at the beginning, let's just focus on the first half of the transit. While it's actually fully retrograde, it's kind of moving backwards. It is moving back. Well, it appears to be moving backwards. So the energy that it throws on Sagittarius is more like, hey, what's up with what we're doing now? Like, is this really the best for our stable life? I guess you could say, or like our, the things that we hold stable to us, like for example, our day-to-day routine or things like that. Is our rituals or the practices that we do beneficial? Okay, now you add that mindset to the fact that Jupiter is retrograde in Pisces. So what this is a great time to do is, while Mars is still retrograde, is any practices that are kind of mindless, you can cut them out. Okay. It is a very slippery slope. Okay. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. So you don't want to just throw out anything that you don't feel like doing. Okay. That's not what this is. But if you objectively, genuinely feel that certain things are either not providing you any value, or, and the second one is more that I'm focusing on, certain things are boosting up your spiritual ego a little bit too much and not providing you the true spiritual value and wisdom that they should, maybe you should alter those aspects of your religious practices or spiritual routines. Okay. Now, when Mars goes back forward, you can start making adjustments to the changes that you made when it was retrograde. So let me just recap. When Mars is retrograde, you want to make the changes. Okay. Don't make any changes when Mars goes afterwards progressive. What you want to do is just the changes that you made, just make enhancements or adjustments to them. Okay. Really hope that made sense. But that's just one area, because Mars, like I said, it's just throwing at one aspect on Sagittarius. But it's a very important one that I want to cover. But in general, overall, Jupiter picking up speed in Pisces. Like I said, that harshness of the retrograde, that, okay, we need to cut out certain things and certain things will just get removed. And like I said, these videos, like, let's just say I'm making a video on Jupiter. It's going to be really applicable if you're running a Jupiter Dasha. But if you're not running a Jupiter Dasha, it's not going to be super as applicable, obviously. But just, I need to make that known. Okay, so don't be like, oh, hero, like, this didn't happen. Well, were you running a Jupiter Dasha? And like I said, this is a general video. Could have been something throwing this off in your chart, but for most people, this will apply. Now, so like I said, the harshness of the retrograde is over, so it's not like things will just happen. Now that it's moving forward, okay, it's gonna start slowly picking up speed, and you'll see, hey, like, maybe you'll have a little bit more pleasure in cutting out certain things that you need to cut out, okay? Which is great, beautiful, great time to, especially if you're entering some new chapter of your life, entering the new year, things like that. Great time to kind of reflect on how you want your new year of 2023 to start, okay? Which is great. Like I said, because of that Mars being there as well, you want to take what I said about that Mars thing really seriously about your spiritual and religious routines, okay? Because that is very, very important, okay? Yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to let me know. And until next time, I will talk to everyone later. Thank you very much for watching.